Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Claudia, and if you are watching this video for the first time, kindly consider subscribing and welcome. So on today's video, we are diving into a very powerful story of resilience, freedom, and unbreakable spirit. The history of Ghanaians slaves in Jamaica and their lasting legacy as Maroons. So stick around to learn how these brave Africans defined oppression, shaping Jamaican's culture, identity, and its fight for freedom. So the link between Ghana and Jamaica runs deep, rooted in the painful history of the transatlantic slave trade. And by the late 17th and early 18th centuries, thousands of enslaved Ghanaians, particularly from the Akan people, were forcibly taken from West Africa to the Caribbean, with many brought directly to Jamaica. And these Africans were uprooted from their homeland, stripped of their identities, and faced brutal conditions on Jamaican plantations. And yet, even in the harshest conditions, they clung to their heritage, carrying with them the values, beliefs, and resilience of their ancestors. And this connection to the Ghana was not just geographical. It was deeply spiritual and cultural, influencing Jamaican society in ways that endure today. And when we talk about the Ghanaian history in Jamaica, we must highlight the Maroons, communities of escaped African slaves who refused to bow to British rule. And many of the Maroons were of Akan origin, specifically Ashanti, and brought with them a warrior traditions that fueled their resistance against slavery. And escaping into the rugged mountains and dense forests of Jamaica, these brave men and women established their own independent communities, and they fought against the British colonizers using guerrilla tactics that they had learned back in Ghana, waging a war of resistance that earned them respect and even treaties with the British. The Maroons' journey was far from easy. They fought relentlessly in what became known as the First Maroon War, and that was between the year 1728 to 1739. And despite being outgunned, they used the mountains to their advantage, lodging surprise attacks that bewildered the British forces. And the Maroons, led by the legendary figures, forced the British to eventually seek peace. And back in the year 1739, a peace treaty was signed, granting the Maroons significant autonomy. And they allowed to maintain their land and way of life as long as they did not support future slaves' rebellions. And this agreement not only secured their freedom, but also established the Maroons as a unique independent community within Jamaica. And so, what's remarkable about the Maroons is that they retained many aspects of their Ghanaian heritage. And today, you can see the influence of Akan traditions in Maroons' festivals, ceremonies, and even drumming. The Akan language even influenced the Jamaican patois, as we hear today. And the spirit of resistance that began in the mountains of Jamaica can be traced right back to the heart of Ghana. And also note that the Maroons continue to honor their heritage even up to today, celebrating annual festivals where they pay homage to their ancestors, honoring the stories of those who escaped bondage and built communities of freedom. And today, the Maroons communities in Jamaica stand as a living legacy of Ghanaian resilience. The history of Ghanaians, slaves and Maroons in Jamaica is not just a story of survival. It's a testament to the power of unity, self-determination, and cultural pride. And these warriors were not just fighting against the slavery. They were fighting to preserve their identity. And in doing so, they contributed to Jamaicans' cultural foundations and national identity. And in remembering the history of the Ghanaian slaves and Maroons, we are reminded of the unbreakable bond between Jamaica and Africa. Their legacy is a call to embrace resilience, freedom, and pride. For Jamaicans, Ghanaians, and all who share a connection to this legacy, this history is both a heritage and a powerful reminder of the strength that comes from the unity and the courage. And even up to today, the legacy of the Maroons has influenced not only Jamaican society, but also the wider Caribbean and the global African diaspora. Their resilience and courage have inspired generations, symbolizing the unbreakable spirits of people of African descent worldwide. In Jamaica, the Maroons' influence can be seen in everyday life, and this is through music, dance, language, and the proud, independent mindset Jamaicans are known for. And the Maroons' ideals of freedom and self-determination have been echoed in Jamaicans' political movements, music, and art. Reggae music, for example, often carries themes of liberation and resistance that reflect the same spirit that fueled the Maroons' rebellion centuries ago. And artists like Bob Marley, Burning Spear, drew from this legacy, creating music that speaks to freedom, resistance, and unity across Africa and the diaspora. And so, today's Maroon communities still exist in Jamaica, and many Maroons today are advocating for greater recognition from the Jamaican government. They seek to protect their lands and traditions in a rapidly changing world and call for a renewed respect for the autonomy their ancestors fought so hard to secure. For them, honoring the past is not just about remembering their ancestors. It's about ensuring the Maroons' legacy survives for future generations. And the bond between Ghana and Jamaica continues to grow, especially in recent years, as many Jamaicans and other members of the African diaspora are retracing their roots back to Africa. Jamaica and Ghana have developed cultural and diplomatic ties, honoring their shared history and strengthening relationships. Initiatives like Ghana's Year of Return and Jamaica's Embrace of African Heritage showcase a rekindling of these bonds, uniting people separated by centuries of history. And this renewed connection is more than just a symbolic. It's a reminder of the strength, unity, and shared resilience that has brought both communities through some of the darkest periods in history. And by acknowledging this connection, we honor the Ghanaian Maroons who contributed so much to Jamaican culture and continue to inspire the African diaspora around the world. And so, as we reflect on the Ghanaian Maroons' history, their story serves as a powerful lesson for today. And in a world where freedom, identity, and heritage are still hotly contested, the Maroon teach us that resilience, unity, and pride in one's root can be revolutionary acts. Whether you are a Jamaica, whether you are in Jamaica, Ghana, or anywhere in the world, the spirit of the Maroons calls on to us to stand for justice, uphold our communities, and remember the strength of our shared history. So guys, thank you so much for joining me in exploring this incredible chapter of history. If this story inspired you, please leave a comment below with your thoughts. Let's keep the conversation going, honoring the bravery and legacy of the Maroons. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share this video to help spread this powerful story. Until next time, let's continue to honor our history and build a future worthy of our ancestors' sacrifice. And also note that we fight not just for ourselves, but for all those who dream of freedom. See you in the next video. Bye.